campaign's been launched. And I wanted to go into a little bit more about managing your campaign, things to watch out for, especially when you're just getting started. I highly recommend that you continue to log into your account, especially during the first 24 to 48 hours, to make sure there's nothing funky going on with your campaign, and if there's any tweaks or changes that need to be made. I'm going to go into some things that I did here to start improving click-through rate and tailoring the ads to what I feel my audience may be interested in. So, as you can see, things are starting off here pretty well. 188 impressions, 6 clicks with a 3.19% click-through rate is great. Average cost per click right now is $2.12. Now, this will go down over time. First of all, we can bid less if we don't want to be showing up in the top positions. Right now, our ads are displaying for mainly positions 1 through 3. So maybe we would want to test 4 through 6 and see how lower our amount so that we start showing up more consistently in those areas. Additionally, as I continue to tweak the ads here and find what exactly my audience is looking for, moving keywords around to different ad groups if need be, adding different keywords, and even testing more landing page copy, we're going to find exactly what our audience is interested in, and this is just a work in progress. The hardest part, you're going to be climbing the mountain here the first few weeks, first few months, as you're really finding what that targeted niche is, and then over time you'll start to get a good handle of that. Your costs will go down. Google will find you more relevant and reward you for that, and also you can really turn this into a consistent lead generating machine. As you can see, this is a little less than 2 days, and we're looking at just around 100 impressions per day, maybe a little bit over, but that's great. I mean, so we're getting, if that means 3 visits to our site, 4 visits to our site each day, that's just more traffic. And if it's qualified traffic and you're really creating your ad copy to grab that qualified traffic, then eventually you'll make this another lead source and really start to produce conversions. So we don't have any conversions here yet. It's too early, first of all, to make any changes yet. We definitely want to allow more people to come visit the site. The statistical number is at least 30 for a lot of things. Like when you're testing ad copy, you definitely want to run your ads for at least 30 impressions, or even a little bit more, before you delete them and try another one. I would say the same thing with, this is just kind of my own estimate for the offers that you have on your page, at least 30 visits to your page. So just give it some time, and then you'll see if it's an offer that people don't, if they want or not. Again, we also cover this in the Craigslist training portion, where you can test that first if you don't want to be using AdWords and paying the money. That's a free way that you can test it too, to see what really interests people. I can even show you in our last campaign we're having some really good success with a foreclosure-based offer, even though it's a more relevant audience that are searching homes and real estate. Everybody wants a deal, and the foreclosure offer has already converted pretty well. I think it's like right around 10%. So we can even test that if we're not getting conversions or people are leaving our site quickly. We can make some tweaks and changes to the page as well. So, let's go into a few things that I've been doing here to make some improvements. I'm going to click on the Campaigns tab. And the first thing I wanted to cover is I actually got a warning message from Google yesterday that my website URL was incorrect. And this kind of stuff can happen, so keep a close eye on things, especially when getting started. I actually discovered that I put Harrisburg, PA townhomes instead of harrisburgtownhomes.com, and Google will stop your campaign and stop showing your ads. And if you continue to make mistakes like that, they can even shut down your account. So be really careful. They do show some grace, and I was able to fix that, and things started running just fine again. But just so you know, when I clicked on when you click on the pencil here to edit an ad, you'll get the warning message that you'll actually lose the statistics. So where it shows 2 impressions, it would go back to 0. And that's when you have to tweak a URL or tweak the ad. So you typically won't have to do this, and I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you have to and you've already run the test for a specific ad over 30 impressions and you're ready to try something new, or you can just go ahead and delete something once you're done using it by clicking there and selecting change status and delete, and you can get rid of it. So keep track of everything that you delete and any changes you make to ads or your website or anything else, so you can have a running history and know exactly what improved a certain campaign or click-through rate, or what might have decreased it, and the reasons why. So I put things in a WordPad here. As you can see, I have the date from yesterday, and I just made a note of the exact ad that I deleted, what the reason was, which ad group it was in, how many impressions it had, so that I can do the math, because I didn't actually change the rest of the ad copy. I just changed the website. So I want to make sure that I get the 30 before I delete this, if I am going to delete that ad. And that means I have the 28 impressions to go, because it only had 2 impressions with no clicks yet. So keep a running log of these things as you go. It'll save you a whole lot of time, and it'll be great for looking back and finding what works and what doesn't. And especially if you make changes to your website, you want to keep track of what sidebar offers you had before and what was in place, what the conversion rate was. That kind of stuff is extremely important. So keep good track and keep good records. And let's start with our ads. I'm just going to sort them by ad group here. Oh, that always happens. There we go. Okay. So you might see as I'm scrolling through that I actually have more than 2 ads in a lot of the groups, but I pause the ones that I'm not using. So if I have 3 or 4 ads in an ad group, I want to make sure that I'm still only running 2 so I can do the split testing. I don't want to have too many ads going at once, because it's going to make testing a little bit harder. So I pause the ones that I thought maybe weren't performing well, or maybe weren't speaking to my audience, and it could still be too early to tell, because a lot of these haven't reached the 30 impressions yet. So that's why I paused them and I didn't delete them. But I wanted to test a few things that I thought about later on, as I was, after about 24 hours passed, and we hadn't had any clicks on our ads yet. So let me give you an example here. For example, townhouses. People are searching this. I have a feeling that people are looking for rentals, and I know I originally said that I don't want to focus on renters, but if that's what my audience wants and that's what they're looking for, and I want to continue to make this work, then I'm going to have to tweak the ad page and the offer to also meet the expectation of renters as well. And if that's not an audience I want to target, and I'm finding that I'm not getting a lot of clicks with home buyer based ads, then I might want to try a different market. So there's a couple of different options there. But you can see as I scroll down here, I'm going to show you the ads that are performing. Here's one: find hundreds of townhome listings in Harrisburg, PA, now free search. I've had great success with this ad. Not recommending that you copy exactly, but something similar to this. And you can see this has the question mark too. I don't know if that's having any influence, but that's something I can split test later on if I want to do one with a question mark, one without. Like I said, little tiny changes can make a big difference. You'd be surprised. So here's the other ad I'm running right now. And a lot of different ad groups, I wanted to test the 5 video e-course that we're offering to see if that drums up any interest. So I still have the search for townhomes in the top line, and I have the keyword, but then I also wanted to offer the free access to our 5 video e-course. So there hasn't been quite enough impressions on any of the ads for this yet, but we'll see how it performs. And if I'm finding that it's not really something that my audience wants, maybe I want to change the offer or just the ad copy for the time being. Here's another great performing ad, and there you go. There's the rent with townhouses. So people might be looking for rent. I was running up a lot of impressions for the townhouse-based searches, and I wasn't getting clicks. So maybe it has something to do with the word townhouses. That might just be with my market. It might not be yours. Different ads are going to work differently in each market, so you need to test for yourself what's working. Here's an ad that's performing really well. 33% click-through rate right now. Again, defined Harrisburg, PA townhomes for sale or rent. Now this is townhome searcher, so it might be the same thing. My theory might go the same way with townhomes as well as townhouses. So something I can split test down the road as well. You don't need to be trying all different ads like I am here. I just was finding off the bat that I wasn't really satisfied with the not getting any clicks the first day.